Many of you have been messaging me saying you're kind of lost in these last few days before the exam. You really don't know what to do. You're kind of on the verge of giving up. You're feeling very distracted by everything that's going around. Feeling very sad that you didn't put in the adequate amount of effort required to clear this exam. So instead of replying to each and every one of you separately, I thought of making this video and to kind of give you a good boost going ahead until the exam date. Hello guys, I am Dr. Ram Gopal, a full-time ophthalmologist and author of Sure Success Magic, the lifesaver book for FMGE NEET PG and INI-CET exams. So if you are feeling lost and kind of feeling like giving up, I want you to watch this video. I want you, each and every one of you, to give yourself a fighting chance. You can still do this, provided you are smart enough about this. So let us see how to do this. And like I always say, it is never over until it's actually over. So now that it is the final few weeks before the exam, you have but no other choice. You have to study for maximum amount of time available in a day. That said, I'm not asking you to study for 24 hours a day. Study for at least 14 hours a day. I'm still giving you 10 hours remaining in a day. Get adequate amount of sleep. If you study for a long time and you don't sleep enough, nothing is going into your head. You're feeling sleepy the whole day, next day. It doesn't make sense. I'm giving you another 1 hour 20 minutes for eating, 4 meals: breakfast, lunch, dinner, evening snack, and another 40 minutes for whatever else you want to do, go for a walk, with your friends or family, talk to them, play something if you're in the habit of doing, or, do exercise, or just do nothing for some time. That is still allowed. And you still have 1 hour remaining out of the 10 hours for doing other whatever things you want to do, or for just doing nothing, like I said. But one suggestion here is avoid sleeping after eating in the afternoon, after lunch, because your exam is going to be during that time and you don't want your body to get used to sleeping after lunch. So avoid doing that. So what you realize, if you study for 14 hours a day, you can study for a full 322 hours in the remaining 23 days. Is that enough? And that is a large amount of time, a humongous amount of time you have, especially if you're in that kind of lost stage or uncertain stage. Let me tell you, you still have enough time, provided you're smart about this. How to do that, let us look at that. I just told you that there's enough time provided you do some smart study. ये जो क्वेश्चन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है, आप में से हर एक को पता होना चाहिए. I'm sure you're aware of this, but if you are not, I'll be like, oh my god. But then, assuming you're aware of this, the three subjects, surgery, OBG, and PSM, make up about 1/3 of the paper. So I want you to start off with these three subjects, then go on to Ophthal ENT, which make up about 15 plus 15, 30 questions. And pediatrics, yes, I'll come to that. That has overlaps with medicine also. Then go on to Pharmac, Micro, and Patho. Why this first? Because see, Pharmac has its fingers in many subjects. Pharmacology itself, some amount in medicine, some amount in pediatrics, some amount in OBG, some amount in anesthesia, some amount in psychiatry. So pharmac will extend into all of these, and some amount even into forensic medicine. So pharmac, a question on the antidote for benzodiazepines. Is it a forensic question, or is it a pharmac question, or is it a psychiatric question? We label it as under pharmac for now. So that's why I'm saying pharmac is more important. Micro, because micro again, a lot of microbiology gets applied, because these days questions are more of integrated questions. Pure microbiology itself, rather, microbiology can go applied into medicine and into pediatrics also. And pathology can also be a part of applied aspects. So according to me, these three subjects form the backbone of your medicine preparation. I'll come to medicine soon. Then come biochemistry, anat, and physio in the same order. Biochemistry basically because again a lot of integration can occur over there. Anatomy, why? Anatomy, see, can be a part of anatomy itself. It can be a part of surgery. It can be a part of orthopedics, any surgical branch. ENT, OBG, all of these contain anatomy, right? So applied anatomy can be asked over there. So for example, if you say wrist drop, which nerve is involved, or foot drop, which nerve is involved, would it be an anatomy question or could it be an ortho question? Yes, both ways. Or nerve supply to lateral rectus muscle. Is it an anatomy question or is it an ophthal question? So anatomy again has its fingers everywhere. Physiology, I would feel, is more concept based. So that is something which I put at the end because time is short now. And coming to the other subjects, which are the I would call these as standalone subjects, dermat, psychiatry, anesthesia, radiodiagnosis, and ortho. Dermat purely standalone, not much integration into other subjects. Similarly, psychiatry, you can answer psychiatry through pharmacology, anesthesia, drugs through pharmacology. Radiodiagnosis not by itself, but like I gave the example of gas under the diaphragm, perforation of hollow viscus. Is that a radiology question or is it a surgery question? Makes you think. But these questions come towards the end. And forensic I put over here because it is marked as 10 questions and it is more of a you either get it right or wrong. There's nothing in between, especially in forensic medicine. High scoring subject according to me. Finally, coming to the subject of medicine over here. Medicine, as you know, is limitless. It is vast. Medicine, if you see any textbook of medicine like Davidson or Harrison, they start off with etiology, then pathology, pathogenesis, then come the clinical features, the hardcore medicine, and then goes on to treatment, which again borders on pharmacology. So trying to study medicine in toto is very difficult. But if you have covered the other subjects, you will cover a good proportion of medicine. Similarly, if you have covered the other subjects, you will cover a good proportion of pediatrics also. Now many of you will tell me that some of your faculty also will tell you, which is very true, or your seniors. NBE doesn't follow the strict question distribution. I agree. One may be more, one may be less, but these core or high marks distribution subjects, if you are done with them, then you have a very good chance of passing. See, if I give a question on iron deficiency anemia, is it a question from hematology, that is pathology? Is it a question from medicine? Or is it a question from pediatrics if I say iron deficiency anemia in a child and I ask you something? So it could be a question from any subject. So there is a lot of overlap over there. But the fact is the bullet number 1, 2, 3, 4, if these you get them right, then you have a good chance of passing or a solid chance of passing, I would say. That is crossing that 150 mark. So whenever I'm saying study over here, I'm not talking about picking up your RR notes now and starting to study those. No, there's absolutely no time to be doing that. I want you to, rather, I would like you to watch the videos over here, videos of the previous year questions. I'm talking about no nonsense videos. Means don't look at YouTube videos wherein the faculty is trying to find out the options from the students who have just given the exam. No, that's a lot of that. First of all, it's very time consuming videos. You don't end up with any correct questions or answers over there. I assume most of your apps now have these pre-recorded PYQ discussions. Look into that, short and crisp it should be. For example, if you are looking at FMGE July 2024 OBG, I want you to finish in 1 hour. That's it. Similarly, previous sessions, at least 4 to 6 sessions, that is 2 to 3 years of PYQs, go through the videos because your faculty is telling you what is the answer. They're explaining the other options also over there. See, these are people who have been doing this for a long time. They've been doing this, like I say, for donkey's number of years. So they know what to tell you with respect to that question. But I want you to look at crisp, concise videos. Similarly, once you finish this, look at what we call the LRR or QRP chanting videos or most important topic videos which these faculty are putting out. Again, they have vast experience. They'll be giving out the potential questions, most likely questions, and of course, they'll be discussing the previous year topics also over there. And please don't ask for PDF. I've seen Dr. Marva takes a good solid 2 to 3 hour session. Suddenly my friend over there is asking for PDF. Then what did you do for those 2 to 3 hours while looking at that? You know. So now there is no time to watch a 3 hour video of any of your faculty and then trying to ask them for a PDF and trying to read the PDF. No, you have just enough time to watch the videos with concentration, absorb the information, imbibe the information. जो है वो 2-3 घंटे concentration रखो, वो अपने आप दिमाग के अंदर घुस जाएगा. Okay, this is how I want you to do it. See, again, this is with reference to people who are actually lost. If your study is on track, maybe take whatever you want the positives out of this video. Let me tell you why 150 out of 300 is definitely doable or definitely possible. See, in a standard paper, most of your faculty or seniors will tell you that about 40% will be what we call as doable questions. I mean, in these 20 to 30 days, if you had a decent enough preparation, you should still be able to get these 120 questions correct. So now you have only 30 remaining, right? You have to get 30 correct out of the remaining 180. That means only 1 in 6 questions you have to get correct. Is it possible? Just think about it logically. Yes, it should be. Now you are going to tell me, no, it is a difficult paper. See, even in a difficult paper, see, the aim of the examiner here is not to fail you, rather, it is to pass you. Yes, questions these days are of a different standard, I agree, but it doesn't mean that the question paper is being set to fail you. So, in a difficult paper, let us say only 35%, that is only 105 questions are straightforward. So now you have to get 45 more. So these 45 more correct you have to get out of 195. That means 1 in 4, almost 1 in 4.25 questions you have to get it correct. So again, if you think of it logically, yes, it is possible. Why I am giving you these numbers over here? Because sometimes you tend to defeat yourself even before you write the exam. No, it is not possible. It is possible. Of course, with zero preparation, it is not possible. But if you put in the effort in these remaining days, like I said, you can give yourself a fighting chance. So these numbers absolutely make sense, I feel. If you have never given a grand test, give 1 GT at least. Don't worry about the score. Even if you get 100, if you get 120, don't let it demotivate you. See, the main idea is now because the exam is in segments 50, 50, 50. Can you finish 50 questions in 50 minutes? The GTs are generally of a little higher standard. They keep it a little tough. Each coaching is slightly different. But then the aim of giving the GT is to see whether you can finish 50 questions in 50 minutes. Yes, it is possible. See, time will never be an issue unless it is a very, very lengthy paper. Very unlikely there. See, suppose there is a question for which you know the answer. Once you read the question, you know the answer. You read the question for 20 seconds. Yes, you read the 4 options, another 10 seconds, you know the answer. You are saving 30 questions over there. Means for the more difficult questions, you have 1.5 minutes. So that way, one question in 1 minute is definitely possible. But then, to know what the exam is all about, give at least 1 GT. For your own sake, give 1 GT. So yes, you made up your mind, you will put in your best effort for the next few weeks. You will give yourself a good chance. But then how do you keep motivating yourself? How do you keep pushing yourself? See, let me tell you something. Self-motivation is the best. But I will just tell you a few things which probably will help you in the right direction. You are not the first person to be doing this. Every year, thousands and thousands of students pass FMGE exam. You would have seen, that senior who was always sitting and chatting with his friends, he has passed. The other girl who was always making reels, she has passed. Your own batchmate who you thought was very average, he has passed. So yes, these are all people like you and me, normal people, two legs, two hands, they've still passed. So it is possible for you to pass. Yes. And just visualize yourself. Exam day, exam is over, you come out, result day, you're waiting, you get results, you have passed. You see the 4 letters over there, PASS, pass. Imagine how happy you will feel. More importantly, how happy your family, your loved ones will feel. Okay, that is something like a positive affirmation you should give yourself, that you're putting in this effort definitely for yourself and for your future, but a lot of people along with you will be equally happy. And finally, let me tell you something. Pass the exam, come out. Then you will say, oh no sir, next NEET PG is there. See, that is a different cup of tea. One more, that way if you say after NEET PG doing your 3 years residency is there, after 3 years residency fellowship is there, after fellowship setting up your practice is there, once you set up your practice competition with the others is there. That is always going to be there throughout in a doctor's life. Okay, that is what the profession keeps demanding out of you. But then don't lose sight of your MBBS degree. It is a very valuable degree. Finish your MBBS, finish your FMGE, do your internship, have work somewhere for 1 year. Just put up a 10 by 10 clinic. You don't need much, 10 by 10 table, chair, basic BP apparatus and other equipment. Okay, not much investment. Sit in your clinic. A, B, C, availability, behavior, 3, clinical competence. If you have these 3, by the end of 1 year, you will have a decently successful practice. Not everyone out there is looking for a cardiologist, nephrologist, or endocrinologist. There are enough number of people who will want a good general physician to see them for all the common ailments. Appropriately, you will have to refer once you know along with the science of medicine, the art of medicine, you will know when to appropriately refer, which patient to refer to a specialist. All these come with practice. But what I'm saying is, once you do this, each of you are on par or equal with the other guy who has passed, the Indian medical graduate who has passed his MBBS. You just put in a little bit effort, little more clinical exposure, and you are also there. So all the best, guys. Study well, be kind to yourself, and do well in the exam.